if there was ever a game to encapsulate the saying, tale of two halves, it was definitely that one. Arsenal 4, Aston Villa 1. First half was shit, second half was good. Literally what Erling Haaland said back in his Dortmund days, I'm pretty sure it was, but the complete opposite because, like I said, we were shit the first half. And in the second half, I don't know what Arteta said at half time, but Aston Villa folded and we absolutely blitzed them. Fair play to the team because we played very, very well in that second half, and everyone, apart from a player that I'm going to talk about in a second, deserves massive praise. And to be fair, a couple players that didn't really play well, but the others, excellent. We're going to get into it now. Like, sub and share the content around, do whatever you have to do to help the channel grow. Now, I think quite late into this evening, we did get news that Declan Rice wasn't going to be available, and I thought, oh no, our midfield, he's going to start a midfield with Marino, Zubi and Erdegaard. It's not going to have any legs. And do you know what? In that first half, we saw exactly that because we were getting cut open on the counter-attack. Zubi was getting bypassed. Marino being in midfield, we know what's going to happen. Erdegaard was high up the pitch anyway. It looked at times we were playing some sort of 3-1-6 formation, which looks very odd, and because there was no people coming short with the ball at all apart from Zubimendi in the pocket. I say in the pocket, in the middle, and everyone else was pretty much on the edge of Aston Villa's 18-yard box, which I was finding proper confusing. And we saw when we did lose the ball, we were getting diced open on the counter-attack. I think the Watkins chance was offside in the end, but it was a great tackle by Saliba. It did look a little bit off, so we did catch live there. And the thing is, on another day, Aston Villa take them chances. They didn't have a shot on target until when David Raya made that crazy save at the end, and then the Watkins goal. Apart from that, they didn't have a shot on goal. And it does seem crazy because they had so many chances to bury us in that first half. And to be fair, we had chances as well. Victor Gyökeres, I don't know what to say about this guy. This guy's not it. I'll be so honest. The header he should have buried. Any decent striker's burying that. And the other header was probably a bit more tough to direct it, but he's still got to do way better than maybe even put that on target at least. And he's not. I'll be so real. This guy's not it. And when you saw Gabriel Jesus come on again, you saw how fluid our front line is when he's on the pitch. He can actually control the ball. He can actually make some good movement. I mean, and you obviously saw that when he got the goal. Proper good finish as well. And it's good to see Jesus back scoring again after that horrible injury that he had. So big him up 100%. That was pretty much instantly when he came on as well. But I think another player that I will talk about is Bukayo Saka. He wasn't great today, got a bit better in the second half, but in my opinion, it wasn't the Saka that we all know. And to be fair, we've not seen the Saka that we all know for a while now. I've been saying Noni Madueke should be getting more game time. I do still think that. But we know Arteta loves to play Saka. That is Arteta's guy. And we got to live with that for now anyway. But we're 5 clear at the top until Man City play on New Year's Day. For now, we can enjoy it. But on more positive notes, Martin Odegaard. He was in and out in the first half. Second half, he was excellent. He was controlling that game from start to finish. Could have maybe had a couple more goals. There was one that was a bit of a P-roller, but it was a good save from Emi Martinez. And he was proper lively. And that ball for Zubimendi's goal as well, quality. Trossard as well. He was probably my man in the match. Because even in the first half, he was still trying to make things happen. Even if they weren't happening at all. And he was a constant threat to that Aston Villa defence. And that's one thing about Trossard. He's getting on in terms of age. But this guy is so techie. Age does not matter when it comes to Leandro Trossard. That is why I don't like these pace and power ballers, because yeah, when they get they're all good when they're sort of in their younger years, but when they get to their 30s or whatever, they're not as good. And then you see in Trossard, I think he is 30. I'm pretty sure anyway. He might even be 31. I'm not too sure. He might even be older than that. Actually, this guy still got it, and that finish as well for the for the goal. I don't know why it took so long to actually tell. We could all tell it was onside from the TV. But eventually it did get given, and what a finish that was as well. And he's got that first time finish on lock. And he is one of our best finishers at the football club, if not our best finisher. I put him and Marino up there as as our best finishers in that forward line. But yeah, I think Mikel Marino didn't have his best game, but at the same time, he can't be playing in midfield. If you're gonna play Marino, play him up front. Honestly, that's one thing about him. That in midfield, he was better in the second half, but he still weren't as effective as we know he can be in and around the box when he's playing in that striker position. But yeah, Zubimendi, excellent second half as well. First half, he was getting bypassed, but that was down to the way we set up and the way we were getting smoked on the counter attack. Defensive wise, David Raya made that quality save before it did go 4-1. Unfortunately, it did go 4-1, which is a shame. But it doesn't really matter. We got the 3 points and we smoked Villa. Gabriel and Saliba, quality as usual. They were probably getting us out of jail quite a lot in that first half. And Gabriel, I've said this guy is the best centre back in the league. He is the best centre back in the league. I'm sticking with that decision because this guy is quality. Julian Timber, I think he was very good defensively. Attacking wise, he's not all that. We're not getting that much from attack. But it doesn't matter. He's not that type of player. Ben White's someone who's better in attack and not as good defensively. And that's fine. That's just what they're like. I think Nkapie had some good moments, had some bad moments, I guess. No, it's not bad moments, but weird moments in the game. He wasn't as effective in attack. He was getting up and down, to be fair. That's one thing I did like about him. And he did slip a few times, which was a bit concerning, but didn't really get us into much trouble. But apart from that, very, very good performance in that second half. And why can't we play like that every single week? Honestly, we know we can play football like that, but we just don't do it. And that does annoy me at times. But listen, Arsenal 4, Aston Villa 1. Like, sub and share, and I'll see you lot in a bit.